To flip or not to flip? That is the question. And that's what we're going to attempt to answer today. So, as you know, I have a number of projects. We've just finished work on the Ford Falcon, so that's out of the way. And I did have the next project lined up, ready to go. However, as you know, this is my job, how I earn my money. And as the Ford Falcon, probably going to take a little time to sell, given the time of year and the fact that all the other stuff I have is ongoing projects that we need to start working on. I needed to get some money in. And you may have noticed from previous videos, there was a Chevy G20 van in the background, looking a bit sorry for itself. So I made the decision to cut my losses on that. So there's a bit of an interesting story there with that vehicle. I bought it about 12 months ago, and I managed to get it reasonably cheap. And basically it all worked. It was driving, it was great, and just one I could just then sell on and make a little bit of money on. So put it up for sale. It sold within a week, which was great. And unfortunately, when I was driving it to deliver it to its new owner, the head gasket went. So had to trailer it back home, and it then sat at the side. I ordered the parts to do the head gasket, and unfortunately, because I wasn't planning on doing another project and I was busy, it just kind of sat there and started, bumming me out, to be honest with you. It became a bit of a burden. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to cut my losses. I need to get some money in to pay my rent and to try and keep myself afloat. So I'm just going to cut my losses, get out of the way, get a bit of space. So I put it up for sale at £2,500. I would have lost money on that, but like I say, you've got to roll with the punches sometimes. Lots and lots of interest, lots of messages asking me questions like, can they drive it home? And, all kinds of weird things like that. And nothing concrete though. No one came up with the cash. So I then reduced it down to 2.2. And amongst the hundreds of messages I had of people just saying, is this still available, as you always get, someone messaged me saying, would you be interested in a swap? Now, I wasn't looking for a swap. As I said, I had the next project lined up, and I wasn't really looking to get something else in. It would have been good to have the space back. But when I saw this, I thought, actually, there's potential in this, and I might be able to recoup more of the money that I would be losing on the G20. And this thing's quite quirky, shall we say. So let me introduce you to the car we've just got in. So this is a 1984 Corvette. 5.7 litre V8, it's the Crossfire engine, so one of the early fuel injections. And as you can see, it's a bit of a sort of Mad Max style rat. I think there's potential in it. And it's, I'm really at pains to ever sort of criticize someone else's car. I think if you own a car, then you are at liberty to do whatever you want to it. But there is some things on here that aren't quite to my taste, and I'll show you what they are. And but it's also got a lot of good stuff going for it as well. So it's got, you know, a lot of the fuel system's been done, and the Crossfires don't have a great reputation for reliability, but this one is sorted. It runs and drives great. It's had completely rebuilt brakes, new shocks, a lot of good stuff going for it, so it's completely solid, but obviously just aesthetically it needs a bit of work. So let's just have a look at a few of those details and yeah, perhaps get your reaction to those. Exhibit A, the Punisher decal. Not for me. Exhibit B, bonnet pins. Yeah, not for me really. Keep it stock, although I guess they're not that offensive. Exhibit C, the Smith's gauges. You've got to admire the workmanship that's gone into fixing them, but I'd have kept them stock myself personally. Exhibit E, there's solenoids on the door with these emergency exit press buttons. Yeah, not for me, and I'm also scared when you're driving it you might accidentally stick your elbow on it and open the door. So yeah, I wouldn't have done that personally. Exhibit D, the RX-8 seats. Now again, I'm being harsh here perhaps because they are very comfortable, more comfortable probably than the stock seats, but yeah, I just like stuff stock, you know. Exhibit F, the big ass spoiler. It actually seems like a pretty solid spoiler, but yeah, not for me, man, not for me. Exhibit G, the Gran Turismo decal. Not for me. So there she is, 1984 Corvette. I'm in a bit of a quandary about this one, and I think there's probably three options of what I could do with it. The first one would be to just list it for sale now. The Mad Max thing isn't really for me. I'm not really into matte black cars, although I have painted matte black before. But someone might love it, and they might just want to take it, nice and cheap, do the windscreen, and start driving it. Because ultimately, I think I could probably list it for £4,000. That would be the cheapest running and driving Corvette in the UK by far. And I would have recouped the money that I would have originally spent on that G20 van. So happy days, nothing lost, and chalk that one down to experience and then crack on with the next project. The second thing I could do is maybe do a bit of the work. So get a windscreen and replace that, just go through it and make sure it's all ready to be driven away. And I think then, you know, potentially I could command £5,000 for it. So a little bit of work, a bit more money. But again, it's a risk because you're spending money out, which I don't really have, on the potential that someone likes it enough to spend £5 on it. And then the third option is to do a full, more robust refurb, I suppose, really. So obviously sort the roof out, sort the bodywork out, get rid of the spoiler, get rid of the decals, paint it nice shiny black, and you know, fettle the bits that need to be fettled, and then have a nice running and driving C4 Corvette that is worthy of anyone. You know, the question with that really is, because of things like the aftermarket seats, the dash, which I potentially want to reinstate, how much money would I have to put into it in order to get it to be to command a higher price? I sold one of these a few months ago for £10,000, and that was immaculate. I'll show you a picture of it now. Now, this is never going to be that good. It would take far too much work for me to do that. I certainly would not get that money back. So what would it be worth if it was, you know, painted and tied up? 7, 8 maybe? Is it worth it? I'm really not sure at the moment. I like this, I like Corvettes, but I don't know if we're best just cutting our losses and starting on the next project, which I'm really excited about. So I'd love to know your thoughts. So if you want to put in the comment, what do you think? Should I flip it? Should I fettle it? Or should I do more work, refurbish it, and let's make a project out of it? What would you like to see? Because ultimately I think this is for your viewing pleasure. And yeah, check back next week. We'll have made a decision, and we'll either start the build, or we will be looking at a space and we'll be starting a different project instead. So please like, please subscribe, please follow along, check out our Instagram. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you really, really soon.
A few moments later.
I'm back. Well, there's a space here. But you didn't think that would happen so quickly, and to be honest, nor did I. So I, straight after this video, I was genuinely really in two minds about what to do, and I thought I would let fate decide. So I stuck the car on an eBay 24-hour auction, and it sold for £3,700, which I was really happy with. Went to a really nice chap called Matt, who has an 18 van already and intends to change it into the white Corvette, if you're familiar with that. So I'm so pleased it's gone to a home, someone who's going to make something really, really cool out of it. And I think that's probably just a bit of a snapshot into life as a, I guess, custom car shop owner, car trader, whatever it is you would call what I do. I took what was a potential disaster, which was when the G20's head gasket went, and we saved our bacon. We looked for an opportunity, we took a bit of a risk, took a bit of a gamble, and we were able to recoup the money that we initially put out. So I'm very happy to say that I didn't end up losing money, which is good, and that money can now go in the kitty and into the next build, which will start on this channel next week. So do check in. This one is absolutely awesome. I cannot wait to show you, and I've been dying to start work on it for the whole time we've been doing the Falcon, and I've resisted the urge. So next week we'll see if we can get the thing running and just show you around, because it's going to be one heck of a build. So have a great week. See you next Sunday. Please subscribe, all that good stuff. Bye.